Tonight I'm watching The Jester 2, 2025 horror comedy maybe. I know I watched and reviewed the first Jester from 2023 on my YouTube channel, so check that out. That one contains spoilers, and this one will too. I'm going to watch The Jester 2 and let you know what I thought about it. Bunch of young people are out partying Halloween, it looks like, playing beer pong, playing with bubbles and eating candy, and drinking some liquor out of a plastic tub that you would see at Walmart, like those totes. I'm sure that's good stuff. Group of 3 guys are sitting around. One guy asks if the other guy is afraid to talk to this broad over here, and the other is playing with a Ouija board. As I always say, bad idea, but he's playing around with it, saying, oh yeah, he's too scared to talk to her. I'm sorry, my goofy voice now will forever sound like Charlie Hunnam's Ed Gein.
This is hard enough. You're spreading a pestilence around town.
I'm not making fun. I enjoyed the show. So he's like, I ain't scared. Takes a swig of alcohol, gets up and puffs his chest out and walks over to this girl named Ava. And he's trying to talk to her, but she's distracted by this guy who pulls up in this big old dusty pickup and said, who wants to beat my meat? I'm guessing at this point it's possibly a big piñata shaped like what it sounds like. She sounds like she's easily distracted. He could probably do better, possibly. He's upset. You know, I give up. How can I compete with a dick that big? Runs off into the woods to go to the bathroom. And he hears something. He turns around and there's this old antique trunk. And the trunk lid opens and the Jester gets out. He gets out very creepily too. Okay, so let's see what happens now. I've been waiting for this. It looks like he's taking off the mask, the Jester is. I've been wanting to see his face. Is it deformed? It's another mask.
Hey, fellas.
Oh, really? it's a guy wearing a mask under a mask. That's pretty funny. Okay. Looks like he's wearing the hat due to male pattern baldness. Baldness. I am having a freaking stroke, dude. Male pattern baldness. So the Jester took out this candle with like nails, and the guy asked the Jester, are you here for the party? Now I'm seeing the Jester over there talking with a group of people. So is this the Jester? Okay, it's the Jester, because he just went over there, threw a cape over the guy. The guy disappears, and then the girl who is hitting the piñata, I have a feeling that's going to turn into the guy that has a crush on her. Yeah, he's literally hanging there in a noose. Oh wait, he's alive. He just spit up a little bit. I thought he'd at least be like in the penis piñata, but no, he's just hanging there. Okay, everybody's pretty much useless. His friends are like, do something. Okay, the Jester walks away and we get the title, The Jester 2. It's Halloween night, kids are running around trick-or-treating, and the Jester is out in town. And the Jester spots this guy. We kind of cut from him to this woman this young woman, who's practicing some magic tricks in the mirror. Her younger sister, Zoe, comes in as a ninja. They are discussing something. The little girl runs off, says she's going trick-or-treating with someone else, and the older sister follows her. Okay, I feel bad now, because Max just wants to go trick-or-treating. That's the older sister, by the way. And her mom, that even kind of made fun of her, saying, aren't you kind of old to be trick-or-treating? What if people from school or your kids from school saw you out here trick-or-treating? Now Max is sad, so I feel bad. Okay, I feel really bad now. Her mom's mean. She's like, why don't you stay at home, watch some scary movies? We'll be back. And takes the younger sister trick-or-treating. Poor Max, it's terrible. She's already dressed up. It's okay, take her along. Oh great, Max is asthmatic. Now she's going about town on her bike. So the guy, the Jester, was going to harass. Instead of going down a brightly lit town, he goes down some alleyway. Why, dude, why? So the Jester just happens to be around the corner because he's magical. And the guy falls down, and I love Jester's, I say penguin walk. I don't know how else to describe it. Kind of crouches down and walks over to his victim. The Jester pulls out like the handkerchiefs that are, tied together, like the magic trick, endless row of handkerchiefs. He's pulling it out of the guy's mouth. Anything that has to do with like vomiting or gagging or things coming out of the mouth, it makes me want to gag. And at the end of the handkerchiefs is a card, and the Jester's like, acting as if, because the Jester doesn't speak. And the guy's like passed out, and the Jester's all like disappointed. Oh man, he's dead. This always happens to me. I'm glad they gave him some humor, which he had humor in the first one too, but that's one of the things, and I'm not drawing comparisons because the Jester is not Art the Clown and vice versa, but I do love Art's humor like Freddy Krueger's humor. Like, I like characters that are, I guess, terrible but also funny. Okay, so I'm going to see if this candle is going to build up at all. Obviously, the candle means something because the Jester lit the candle and he set the card on fire. Oh, and by the way, I think I forgot to mention that white Jester's mask, it's not really, it looks like the mask is embedded in his skin. So once again, poor Max, she stops at this little diner to eat. And the actress who plays Max, Caitlin Trentham, and I'm totally butchering her name, I'm so sorry. She kind of reminds me of the girl from The Craft. The one who played Sarah, Robin Tooney, I think, or Tooney? Evan, Rachel Wood, Zoe Deschanel. I like that type of acting. Oh, so her waiter comes by and one of those 30-year-old teenagers, apparently, they're in the same class together. So he makes fun of her, says he can tell her costume's homemade, and she sees the 3 girls that are just giggling at her. What a bunch of assholes. I really hope Max gets her revenge. I'm gonna say it. I hope she gets some revenge here. Oop, the Jester sits down in front of Max. See, now the Jester likes her homemade costume. So the Jester played a card game with her, and she figured out how he did it, and he's just sitting there staring as she's explaining it. I don't know if he's gonna be offended or intrigued or flattered. Let's see. She shows him a magic trick that's even better than his, and I think he got mad and left. And then she leaves because these little brats in the corner are laughing at her. So when she goes outside, though, she has a flat tire on her bike. And this little troll guy just stares at her, haha, and runs off. So apparently he flattened this girl's bike. Poor Max, she's just a 15-year-old girl. All she want to do is go trick-or-treating in her homemade costume. And we see these 3 people. They're way too old to be doing this. They're out smashing jack-o'-lanterns.
Billy Corgan smashing pumpkins.
Homer Simpson smiling politely.
I hope the Jester gets them. Okay, so they did run to the Jester, and after a failed magic trick, they just kind of laugh it off and walk away. The Jester's losing his touch. He's getting mad. He takes out a knife and rope, and he's holding it up, and the people are still walking away. So he's like, you know what? I'm mad. He throws a knife, and it hits in the back of one of the people. Jester's angry. All right, so the other 2 run off, and the Jester heats up another card from his candle. So now we cut to Max, who's at this magic shop, and I've never been to a magic shop, but I really want to go to the one Pee Wee Herman went to in Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
No!
He can tell something's wrong. He knows she's upset. He knew that she made the costume by herself, homemade, and was so proud of her hat that's now missing. And she says there's some issues that I'm having with kids at school. Talks about how she never fits in. It's really hard to fit in at any age unless you're lucky enough to be in the little cliques. And if you peaked in high school, I feel bad for you. I'm sorry, I'm a little bitter here. I really relate to Max. I was never into magic, but I understand. It's hard. So the guy is giving her some inspirational stuff here. He picks up a magic wand and asks her what this is. She's like, it's a magic wand. No, duh. She said nicer though. He's like, no, it's just a piece of wood. It's what you do as a magician that makes it special. The other kids at school, they wouldn't know what to do with this. It'd be nothing special to them. But you make it special. And we noticed too, because she had put a pair of handcuffs on one of her hands. So he's like, well, let's get you out of that. He's like, what happened with my key? And we do a little rewind thing, seeing her grab the key, kind of sleight of hand. So this is going to come into play later. I just know it. She's going to steal something from the Jester. I'm calling it. She's going to steal something from the Jester. Sleight of hand. She's going to save the day. Max is on her way home when the Jester walks up behind her. And he kind of points at her head like, oh, where's the hat? He said, I threw it away. He didn't say it, by the way, obviously. But she said, yeah, I threw away the hat. So the Jester takes off his own hat and puts it on her head. He takes the wand, looks at it, and sees her bullies across the street. Walks across the street. Come on, Jester, let's get these people. Walks up right behind the nerd. Little magic. Oh, the wand turns into a rose. Gave it to the girl. The nerd gets mad. I guess he thinks he's flirting with his girl there. Points the wand at him. Points at his pants. Haha, his pants fall off. He pantsed him in public. He made a fool out of him. Alright, so the guy runs off, and so does his girlfriend. Jester walks back to Max. I like the Jester already. Oh, he gave her an old-timey jack-o'-lantern. Cool. The Jester invites Max to go trick-or-treating with him. How nice. They stop at this one woman's house. So the Jester wants Max to do a card trick for the woman who's handing out candy. She does. She's like, oh, that's really nice, sweetie. And the Jester points his magic wand at the woman's face. And the woman turns around. She's faceless. She's got no mouth, no eyes, nothing. Falls straight to the ground. I'm assuming this is when Max is going to realize there's something weird going on here. Max is horrified and she rides away on her bike. Burns another card. Oh, and he got his hat back. he magically appears in front of Max, puts the wand in her pocket, and she runs off the bike. The Jester pops up behind her. He hands her her inhaler. Dang, these asthmatic kids in these horror movies, I swear. She's hiding from the Jester, and he finds her, pulls her out, but now she's in where that party was in the middle of the woods, the Halloween party. The guy's still hanging there. All the people are gone. There's no cops. Nobody's investigating. Maybe his friends were just assholes and they just left and didn't report it. I don't know. It was kind of funny because she said, "Am I dead?" And the Jester stops what he's doing and looks at her and goes back to what he was doing. "I'm so mad. Why didn't I think of this?" She finds the Ouija board and says, "We need to talk. We're not going to be able to figure out anything if we can't talk." She's going to have him talk on the Ouija board. Dude, that's smart. I should have thought of that. Because if he can't talk for some reason, maybe you can converse with him. So she sets the Ouija board down. She's like, "Please try." He's about 10, 15 feet away from her. He just turns around, crouches down, and her hand's on the planchette, and it's moving by itself. So she said, "Are you going to kill me?" And the planchette moves to no. So that's how he's communicating. You don't even have to touch it. And she said, "Why me?" And these words appear on the screen. It says, "Need you," because that's what's spelling out on the board. When she asks why her, he spells out, he goes back to digging in the trunk, by the way, so he's multitasking right now. "You are just like me." She gets mad and tosses the Ouija board. She's like, "I'm nothing like you." And we hear this deep voice, and she turns around. Said, "I beg to differ. Don't be afraid. It's a pleasure to meet you." And that is coming from the guy hanging there. He is now conversing through a dead guy hanging from a noose. Okay, so she asks, who is he? What is he? I'm anxious to hear. Simply an entertainer, cast out, so he's a loner.
I'm a loner, Daddy. A rebel.
Ooh, he said he was just like her until he died and his soul was to be collected by the great deceiver. Ooh. Okay, so he was human. That's why I'm taking it. The Jester was once human. The devil came to collect the dues, you know? So it sounds like he traded his soul for a trick, under the stipulation that his soul would remain here. Satan didn't tell him that, well, in order for your soul to stay here and not to go to hell, I suppose, you have to kill 4 people on All Hallows Eve before the candle burns out. Okay, so that's where the candle comes in. Because I don't think that candle was in the first one. So I was curious what was happening here. But that's okay. At least we're getting a backstory. Yay, lore. Ew. And we see the guy's body kind of floating down. So the reason he picked her is because she tricked the Jester. All right, so again, the Jester's talking through this guy's dead body, and the guy's kind of like hovering Michael Jackson's Thriller, dancing to her, explaining she has to now play the trick on the observer because she tricked the trickster. And of course, she doesn't want to do it. She's like, "I was just playing a trick. I was just doing a magic trick." All right, now she learns that if she doesn't go along with this plan, that she will go to hell, is the implication.
Never say no because of the implication.
If neither her or the Jester do this, they will go to hell. Now they're magically transformed to this neighborhood because he's magic. There's a sleight of hand. So the Jester walks ahead of her and she pulls out, looks like a phone that she pickpocketed from the guy who the Jester was using as a vessel to speak to her. Now she has a phone. I guess she didn't have one before. All right, so Jester is getting kind of impatient with Max because she didn't want to go after a couple of the sacrifices that he suggested to her. But he did point in the direction of the guy that slashed her bike tire. He's sitting on a bench alone. He doesn't look too happy. She didn't say yay or nay. So she walks up to him and she said that she wants to play a trick or she wants to do a card game. He did apologize. The whole time she's trying to get him to keep playing along. And he said, "I'm sorry." And so in the middle, she's like, "Never mind." He said, "Well, I want to see the trick now." She goes, "No, I don't want to do this." And he takes the cards from her, the deck of cards. "That was my card. That's cool." So now she sees Jester walking over very bouncy and happy with pruning shears. Like he's ready to kill this guy. He's ready to make that sacrifice so he doesn't have to go to hell. And she stops him. The guy does recognize Jester, though, from the incident earlier where he was pantsed. So he's not too happy with him. And one of the funniest scenes I've seen, the guy walks up to the Jester and magically, where he was holding the Jester's jacket, now he's just holding the jacket. And the Jester is back with Max. And the Jester has his fist up like he's ready to fight. The guy looks at the jacket and this fist comes up through the jacket and punches him. Oh no, and now the jacket's wrapping around the guy's waist and tightening it and squeezing him. And she's apologizing, and the Jester comes up and looks at him, as the Jester does. Max asks the Jester to help him do something. So the Jester pulls out his hedge trimmers and shoves it into his chest. I had to laugh. That was pretty funny. Jester's such an asshole. This all seems to be too much for Max, so she turns around like she's going to throw up. All the while, the Jester is busy lighting his cart on fire with that special candle and putting his jacket back on. Max was actually bringing out that dead guy's cell phone to use as emergency call to call 911. So now we cut ahead to her walking down the street with him. He kind of tapped her on the shoulder, like, good job, and then they're walking down the street. And there is this jack-o'-lantern. The Jester lights it, sits back, stands back, and just kind of looks at it like, yeah, that's a nice jack-o'-lantern. Then these two cops come up because we hear over the radio that a woman was killed, so there's extra precautions tonight on Halloween. And the Jester wants her to take these cops out. She says no, but he hands her the deck of cards and turns around. The cop asks if anything is going on tonight. They chit-chat for a minute, and one of the cops asks the Jester if he had a cell phone. He's like, what? No, not me. And then the female cop looks at the girl and asks if she has a cell phone. So Max pulls out the phone, and she's been online with 911 for like 12 minutes. The Jester gets mad.
You lying bitch.
So the female stands off by Max, and the male cop is handcuffing the Jester's hand behind his back. So the Jester just kind of walks away, and the cop has his hands in the cuffs in front of him. So it appears that the handcuffs are getting tighter and tighter until the cop's hands fall off. And the woman cop tells Max, run, and they run away. She left her partner there handless, and they run to the Jester. I don't know, maybe she got in the road so she could shoot the Jester. I don't know. But the female cop pulls out her gun, and she yells, put your hands up and all that, while Max runs away. The Jester just comes up, puts his finger in front of... This doesn't work this way, by the way, so please don't do it. But the Jester comes up, puts his finger on the barrel of the gun, and when she squeezes the trigger, it shoots back at her, and she's dead in the street. Oh my god. It's not funny. Like, it's the ridiculousness that I love. So Max is running, and it looks like that asthma's catching up because it looks like she's getting harder and harder for her to breathe. She runs into this guy and says that she needs help. She's been kidnapped. This man's after her. So he said, get in the car. We'll drive to the police station. I guess that would be the only time you get in the car with a stranger is when you know the immediate danger is right behind you. But I'm also thinking, what if this guy's like a serial killer? Maybe. Hey, that would be someone to take out, though. Hey, I just found a loophole.
I think I'm getting smarter. It's a piece of cake.
Okay, you have to kill people, right? Kill 4 people. You just find some bad people, kill them off, right? That's easy. I know how to trick Satan now. So throughout this movie, by the way, we've been getting a little bit of updates, letting us know the happenings of the time because we have DJ Jack, I believe the name is. And now on the radio in the car, he's saying, about the woman getting killed, the 7-year-old boy in the park who was offed. Okay, so the guy does seem kind of creepy to me because he asked her name. She says Max. He said, oh, that's a boy's name. He asked how old she is, where her parents are. This guy is bad news. I'm telling you right now. I'm calling it. I'm going to say this is a weirdo. Yeah, ew, he's a creep. Yeah, and then she headbutts him or kicks him. Good for you, Max. Good for you. Yay, the Jester came and saved the day. Taking out the guy. Yeah, get him.
Cut his freaking balls off.
The Jester is now dragging the creepy guy all the way around town, around to the back, and he puts his body in the trunk. See, I solved the problem right there. Make him a victim. He should have made him a victim. That would have been one of the guys. That would have been one of the kills. The Jester's probably like, you never get in a car with strangers. The little inhaler, by the way, I guess is out or broken or whatever. So he's trying to save her, and he dragged her over to the fire station. The Jester's now trying to save her life. So now, after getting treated for this asthma problem of hers, the 3 guys are tending to her, and you see the Jester walking back and forth impatiently. Oh my god, the Jester comes up and hits the guy in the back of the head. Now his eyes are just dangling out of the sockets. Oh my god. So the guys whose eyes are just hanging out of their sockets, he's screaming. Max is screaming. The other 2 guys are screaming. Everybody's screaming. Just after Max pushes the injured guy down, she runs away. Another guy runs away. The one that was kneeling down, the Jester just put a caper on him and he disappeared. Max hid somewhere. The other firefighter was smart. He did grab an axe. He's walking up behind the Jester And the Jester turns around, and as the axe is in midair, the Jester makes the guy reappear, the one that he disappeared earlier. He reappeared, and the guy with the axe smashes in the teleported guy's face. And as the Jester unzipped the wax stroke, man, the axe welder jacket, his guts spill out. After Max explains that you need me, you can't kill me, the Jester handcuffs her to I think it's the fire truck. Of course, we know that's not going to work because she's a magician as well. So as soon as he turns his head, she escapes. She runs home, and her mom is very upset with her and tells her to go to bed. Well, as Max is walking up to her room, she's looking down the stairs, and her mom just walks kind of funny, kind of like stops, and she asks if she's okay. The mom's like, yeah, my leg just fell asleep, probably from staying up all night waiting for you to get home. Yeah, there's something weird going on, because as soon as Max was out of the sight of the mother just stands there staring into the kitchen, kind of like a sim when they don't have anything else to do and they just stand there for the longest time. That's right, I totally forgot about Zoe, Max's younger sister. So Max goes in there, Zoe's sleeping, and Max says something to her. She turns around, and the candle's nearly out. Closet door opens and the Jester pops out. So yeah, he's trying to go after Zoe now. So the mother pops her head in, and she has that deep voice, so Max realizes her mother's been dead since before she even got home, and now the last person that he needs to kill is younger sister. Max begs for the Jester to save her sister, and he said we still need to take one more life. So she said, I have an idea. The waiter that waited on her earlier at the diner, who was a total ass to her. So with the Jester by her side, Max plays the card trick, and the Jester moves behind the guy, probably to keep an eye, make sure there's no shenanigans. She does the card trick halfway through, and then she takes it back, and she walks past the diner guy and says to the Jester, I must perform this trick on the observer. So she pulls the card out of his pocket, and now he, therefore, is the tricked. He was the one playing the card trick with her. So, therefore, his soul is going to count instead of the diner guy, even though he was an ass. I guess he didn't deserve to lose his soul and go to hell. Blah, blah, blah. You know, nice people would say that. Well, something did happen to that guy, though, because now he has no mouth. The Jester's pissed off at Max, so he tries to choke her, but his hand catches fire. He's just standing there looking at it. I'm guessing he's being taken to hell. Oh, yeah, his hand disappeared. His feet's catching fire. Is that in the right way to say? Before he collapsed, though, he did throw a knife into the back of the girl's leg. His nose and mouth were covered, so yeah, he would have died. And starts cutting a slit in his mouth, so the guy can breathe now. But the Jester pulls her away, and she takes that magic wand and shoves it in his eye. Now he's catching fire, and he's eventually going to be taken to hell bit by bit. There's one great scene, though, where you see the Jester crawling, and you can see the little rods out of his arm there. So it's just like a dummy they're pushing along to make it look like he's crawling. I like seeing stuff like that. I like catching goofs. Max just screams at him because, well, I mean, she had a pretty rough night. Plus, he did try to kill her younger sister and did kill her mother. Poor Max had a terrible night. So now we're outside of Max's house. It's still dark out. There's ambulances and cops. And the magic shop owner guy shows up. And it's kind of funny because he's let through the area where it's like cordoned off with crime scene tape. This guy just lets him through. I'm like, he's in pajama bottoms and a zip-up hoodie. I'm pretty sure he's not there as an investigation. But, you know. But one of the detectives does stop him. The guy told him, I was told to come here. He's like, oh, you're the one that Max called. So Max is doing her asthma treatment over there on the front porch. And she sees the shop owner. She runs to him. They hug. And he asks what happened. And all she can say was, I did it. I did it right. I did the magic trick right. So they hug again. And she just says, 4 tricks, 4 souls. 4 tricks, 4 souls. And then we zoom in on her porch where we see the Jester's top hat. Now, I saw her looking at the top hat pretty hard. After he burst into flames and gone, she kind of turned around and looked at that top hat. I'm like, you better not touch that thing and bring that thing home. But what'd she do? She touched it and brought it home. But I guess she figured she lost the hat. She has a new hat now. I wouldn't touch anything that was any part of Jester, but maybe it's her now. Maybe she's attached to it. I have a good explanation how to fix this problem. 4 tricks, 4 souls. So every year, you just have to find 4 terrible people who abuse the elderly or kids or animals. They're going to hell anyway. You're just going to make it a faster trip. Go on and find the bad people. 4 of them a year. You can find a hell of a lot more than that. And there, I solved your problem. And you did humanity some good. So I had a lot of fun with this movie. I thought it was fun. See, I like the original Jester too. A lot of people weren't really fans, but films like The Jester or some other lower budget stuff, independent films, slashers, it's kind of an acquired taste. It's okay if not everybody likes The Jester. I thought the original was fun, but the sequel is a lot better. I will say there is more of a storyline. The characters are more likable. Max is really likable to me because she's just a kid trying to fit in. And The Jester is still fun. The kills were interesting. The story was more storying than the original. And we have a bit of an explanation of how The Jester came to be. Sold his soul to the devil. Don't do it, kids. And also don't play with Ouija boards. What did I say? You know what? Maybe that's why the Jester ended up at that party, because they played with the Ouija board. I'm telling you, don't touch that thing. The fact that he looks a little bit different, I will say that when I first saw the photo of the Jester with his new look, which is basically the same as the original, just a little different, I didn't know if I would like it. But I thought it was kind of funny how he took off the mask and there's still a mask on top of his face. Or his mask was in his face, really. It's in his face. He can't take it off, apparently, because it looks like his skin's kind of wrapped around it. So I appreciate a little bit of backstory. I appreciate that there is more of a story, and I appreciate the good acting. And I'm not putting down anybody from the first one, but Max was really good, especially in comparison to some of the acting in the first one. So yeah, I think if you like slashers, if you like goofy movies, if you have seen and are a fan of Terrifier and Art the Clown, I think you should give Jester a try. He's a bad guy, but he's also kind of comical. And I appreciate that. Sometimes it's good to have a little bit of mystery. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye.